Hello, good evening everyone, and welcome to Imola. Well, feels like it's been quite long since this track has been released, although it's only been like a month or so. It should be a fun race. Let's see if I get stuck in the 48% bug. I don't. Very nice. Let's load the setup. Hey Joao. Oh, the chat works. Nice. I don't know why it did not show up last time. I changed absolutely nothing and it works, so... Also the colors seem to be random. Now, today it's gonna be pink. Interesting. Yeah, it fixed itself. And the messages should disappear after like 30 seconds. Hello Marco, welcome. I've done a couple of laps before, but I have no idea what to expect because, well, I have only really done one representative or clean lap with a lap time. And even that was a cut lap, so let's see. I was surprised to find an actual Ferrari GTE setup in the Imola folder, and then I realized that I have already raced this combination at some point, but it must have been the intermediate race, not the weekly event. Actually, one last thing that I have to do. Join my dear friends. Let's see. David is gonna be racing today and Michi as well. Guten Abend.
Hello.
Oh, that was a double upshift. Uh-oh. I thought I had the filtering enabled. Is there even short or like double upshift protection in LMU, like in RF2? Have to check it later. And the track limits have been maybe improved. They're improved in some corners, like in this chicane here that we have just done, Variante Alta. Some weeks ago we were basically able to just completely skip the curbs, like cut completely like crazy. And now it's kind of like it should be.
Do you think one could make it without stopping?
Without stopping, no way. I think the race is gonna be...
44.
Wait, how much? 44, 45, right? And
44, I think.
Yeah, you need to save like 20% of fuel.
Yeah, but in the safety car mix, you're almost there. Like 207 versus I think 194 are what you need. With
Well,
lift and coast, but I guess it's too hard, yeah.
I'm intrigued. Feel free to try.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Alright. I have to monitor the
I'm having
tire
huge
temps.
issues with the car, like I'm locking the fronts, yet I lose the rear into some corners.
Yeah, it's not the easiest. But well, my only issue really is that it just rotates so much that I can barely handle it.
Yeah, in the low speed turns, yes, in any other turn I suffer from understeer.
I just need to keep braking like with a touring car.
Trail braking galore.
Yeah.
And not get killed by P2.
I guess. 75% after this lockup. This was a crazy lockup. I felt like I was locking the rears before. Okay, well, it's practice session, so good that it happens now. Let's go to wheels and brakes. Reduce the max pedal force maybe. Or no, I can use that 100%. I would need some brake migration, but GT cars don't get it. And bias is already quite rearwards. I will just be more gentle on the brakes. The famous last words. Alright, David is doing mid 41s, I think I can do that as well. It's funny how it unfocuses when loading. That was... what fuel do I even have? 13 liters. The track temps are quite hot, 48. But it's Imola and there is not many long corners with a lot of energy going into the tire, so... Race is 75 minutes, which is, yeah, like a whole stint plus a splash. Did I see SC crash at Monza? I did not see it yet. So, that must have been like installation laps, right? When, or like when SC is practicing. I never really see that happen. I mean, I remember watching it live at Monza, like, well, when I was there 13 years ago or so. There were the medical car, which was super loud, the, like, very old Mercedes, and then the newer Mercedes safety car, which was kind of not loud. It was funny to watch them.
What ARBs have you?
Front is max, rear is up, I think. Probably 1.
Yeah, I'm thinking about detaching the rear still.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, you either have a bit more rear ride height or lower ride height on the rear and just use the anti-roll bar.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I simply don't feel comfortable on the car. Is it single lap runs or is it like? It's pretty hot, isn't it? 48.
Yeah, but the tires are not warming fast.
Yeah.
I think second or third lap is gonna be faster.
Potentially. I'll be right back.
The car really likes to rotate in low speed. I actually want to increase the wheel range. But it's not a good idea to do all the practice on one setting and then change that setting right for the qualifying. So I guess I'm keeping this and just turning the wheel less. Okay. Oh, and it's a non-private session. Of course, it's weekly. Gonna be fun. We're going. I'm trying to imagine how a crash into parabolic barriers looks like. I guess like a slide into the apex and then off into the gravel and into the wall on the left. Thank you, Marvin. Thank you, Joao. I've never done a weekly with the GTE car, I think. I'm not used to having LMP2s trying to find their own way on the outlap. And for sure I don't want them trying to get by me on the timed lap. Ooh. Where did he came from? I looked into the relative timing for a moment and instantly I heard something on my right. Whoops. I think we are still here in for that green cut warning every lap situation. But at least it stays green and doesn't go yellow. Let this LMP2 by. The other one will overtake me on the straight. But the first lap will not be the fastest anyway. Not the best line. Maybe that should have been second gear, but Ferrari has, well, earlier power peak, I think. Or was it max RPM? I think it was a bit earlier peak. And earlier upshift. Fortunately, the engine data is hidden in Motec. Or like in the telemetry output, so cannot really find straightforward shift points. Yellow on the dashboard. Quite a lot earlier, yeah. Guess I'm keeping it like that then. Okay. Big understeer. Tires are still, like, front left is still below 70. It's very interesting. Very tight for P1 in the GT class. Was a lot better through there. I think the yellow light is too early. That was a bit too much of sideways action. Yeah, I guess if the straight is short, then it's better to shift later. E2. Well, one more lap of fuel. Don't pass me there. Oh well. Escape and start again. The joys of LMP2 diving and well, I guess he kind of hoped when he dived me that he could make somehow the entry without losing time, but I mean we were side by side into the corner, so of course he was going to lose the time. But then maybe the mentality is in the worst case, well, either I would need to work on this tiny pedal plugin because now it's just showing the gaps in tenths and I cannot really show the thousandths. Well, I think I have the pace for P1. It's gonna be tight, but not sure how much others can improve. I think Ercan in P1, or Ercan or whatever it's pronounced correctly in Turkish. I think he's with the Porsche. I saw some cars, I think Brambilla is driving the Corvette. And then David and Michi and I are with the Ferrari, I think. I think it's like that. I need to add those car logos. It's possible to do it, but I still haven't done it. Headlights on for no reason at all, but anyway. Well, I think, yeah, Aston is slow and others are kind of competitive. It depends a bit on the track, and then also, well, this first lap is slow anyway because of cold tires. I think with the daily races in the fixed racing, usually the Ferrari has a lot of top speed and the Porsche has bad top speed but really good brakes and cornering, so then it's hard to say. But if you work on the setup, then probably they are all very competitive. But the Aston, I don't know how much is it off pace, half a second, maybe, very rough guess. I have super soft suspension, but it's still very, very rough around those curbs there. Anyway, I think I have two attempts. Way too sideways. No. Oh, yellow cut. Well, one more attempt, but at least I see I have good pace. Let's let those LMPs through. I will let that one on the straight. That was slow. And that was fast. Ay, 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 ay. It was such a good exit. But then I clipped that curb. Well, pit stop practice. That was so stupid.
Too?
What?
Are you done too? Yeah.
Yeah, I clipped that anti-cut out of Variante Alta with the rear. It just turned me around.
I chickened into Aqua Minerale after fucking it up 3 times and lost a 10th there or so.
Yeah, I took it a bit safer in the last lap and... Well, I had no slide, but I lost the 10th by not sliding. Let's just load the race setup. Well, that's gonna be a crazy race. But look at the gaps. So close together and... Well, 2 tenths and a half of pole, but I have 4 tenths in it. And Daniela ran out of fuel. Okay. Well, P5, but that's gonna be a very, very interesting race now. Yeah, the track limits are... I mean, the curbs themselves are a bit broken. Like in real life, I don't know why they made them so wide and so useful. And then like, so silly to make a curb that's like 1.2 car widths. And then of course people will cut because, well, you made the curb to be used and then you can't use it. Anyway, I'm thinking of something silly with the tires.
Daniel telling us that he could have got poled, I guess.
We could all gotten a pole. But well, Arda took it, so... What's the fuel again? 2.3. Go wet. Well, that would be an interesting strategic choice. David on soft. I'm thinking what to do. The fronts are surely wearing less than the rears on the Ferrari, so... Despite the temperatures being high, tires are just taking so long to get into the window, so... Maybe a try soft front medium rear. That's what these 4 dots mean. 34, 35 and then times 10. Well, yeah, I'll add around 25. Either way, let's see how it goes. Yeah, not wet, but gonna be no change. This will go down to, come on, rotate. 5. I'm catching up. Just don't give me a penalty. It's gonna be crazy with the LMP2s, like always. We're gonna crash into turn 1 and stuff. Not looking forward, but it's gonna be fun. Yeah, I tested it for 1.5 laps racing PCs, and the temperature looked better. So, let's see. Thank you, Robert. David just didn't move.
What happened to David?
Let's start.
Broken LMP in Tosa.
Nice move by Neil. Ah, track limit, okay. I will not be able to cut much. Let's see who has lower rear wing. he's on 1 or something. I'm not really getting any closer. Marginally, maybe. So easy to lose the rear into low speed, despite keeping higher gear. We are going quite slow there, like the leaders are not really pushing hard. So that's nice. But they are all on mediums, apart from Erzan in P1. I don't dare clicking around with brake bias, to be honest. Because on this current bias I had both front and rear lockups. So it's probably right where it needs to be. At the fronts 78, rears 84. I think my tire choice is okay. A big slide by Neil. The balance is fine, so I'm happy. I mean, it's always going to be sliding a bit more in the first lap if you have front on softer compound, but once the temperatures and wear kicks in, then the other parameters prevail and suddenly the car is balanced. Should have a go now. Probably I'll only get the outside. Ah, he's not defending, okay. I mean, that's sensible. He saw I was going quite fast, so thank you. Yeah, they are all on mediums. And now Erzan is pulling away a little bit. Because he's on softs, maybe. I don't think there is really that much of a pace difference between soft and medium at the moment. But hard to say, we never really had a proper esports testing and big event to have people fully try it out. So well, if they are on mediums, they should, in the end of the race, maybe have a little bit more front grip than I. But maybe they will have a little bit worse balance than I. Where is so nicely equal. Where is David? I hope he did not get collected in some big crash in turn 1. Yeah, 4th gear into there is more stable, even though it's not really needed. So maybe I'll just keep short shifting. That's a big cut. Yeah, before I think the first one could be cut the same as now, but the second curb could be completely ignored, but now they are both kind of the same. Oh, Michi! Oof. Michi lost it, oof. That's interesting, because that corner is normally understeery or like quite balanced for me. So I'm confused. But I'll rather not talk to him.
Me.
Well, he talked to me. Lockup?
I just lost the rear, yeah. Like going into the turn a bit too quick and then like couldn't catch it.
Do you see David around?
He's further dropping, I think.
Okay.
I think I've thrown an easy win.
Or a P2?
I think my economy run on aircon would have been good, but let's see.
How much behind are you? Behind the lead?
8 seconds.
That's doable.
I don't feel having the pace really. I don't know. Let's see.
Let's see indeed. Erzan is...
My tires kinda seem completely fucked, like I'll lose so much performance now. I'm sliding everywhere.
Yeah, probably the insider layers are quite overheated.
Yeah. I try changing my driving approach a bit.
I'm under driving quite a lot because I don't have a confidence really. Push.
Yeah, same.
Although I do need to slowly start
like I
thinking...
did so much fuel saving in the beginning, and now I don't get the confidence to go full push.
How much fuel do you have? If I may ask.
70 liters.
Then we are kind of tied. 69.7.
Yeah, probably we're the same now, because I burned extra getting out of the gravel traps.
Yeah. I need to get by Brambila.
Are you still getting faster, or you start to drop the pace now?
I don't know because I'm still behind Brambilla, but I'm matching the PBs, although I never had a clean lap. Like, always there was a car ahead.
Yeah, I have the same issue, so I can't really tell.
Oh, purple S3.
PB and S3.
David in P10, copy. Hello, Mr. R. Forgot to upshift to 4th for more stability on the entry. I need to get through that Corvette. Track map. Oof. Where was it? I forgot where I mapped it. But I mean, what use is a track map if I cannot scroll through the HUD to find the name of the guy, or like to connect the number on the track map with the name? Corvette is fast in a straight line. Just so positive. Loves to rotate in low speed despite fully tightened preload. Yeah, P1 is doing good pace, but he's on the soft, according to Tiny Pedal plugin, so he could suffer in the end. Ah, this anti-cut. Oof. I was just getting close. Now I need another lap. Yeah, done for the approaching cars. I don't really find a good use in the track map for that. Like, if I don't see them in the mirror or in the relative, then I'm gonna miss the faster class car in the track map as well. I gain so much compared to Corvette there. And then I just need a good sector free.
Probably not close enough. But let's see. Too far. That was quite close. Maybe I'll need to find alternative opportunity to overtake. Yeah, it would be for sure very nice to be able to move the HUD. I really don't know what's the problem. Like, we have the normal and the semi-wide and the wide options for the HUD. But why not just make us able to like press a button and then click and drag each item wherever we like to. And about the track map, I don't know, I never used it to be honest in the past. The only real use for it was for me on the pit exits. To check in the races where I'm gonna rejoin, but it's not really necessary. Like, the relative standings is, well, maybe easier to read. And when you see seconds, you can understand how much time that is, but when you see like a gap on track, you don't really know how far that is. Luckily we are not really losing much time to P1. Ah, now the tiny pedal is broken. Okay, the relative standing or relative gaps are there, but the gap to the leader changed to 1 lap. Need to figure out how to remove that timing like for the other classes and just show the class I'm in. Anyway, I see the gap in the relative still, and as long as I'm this close, I don't really need tiny pedal. Yeah, because it just takes the overall standings. I mean, R Factor 2 is doing that anyway. It's not able to distinguish between classes. So even in the standings in the MFD, you are always seeing like P27 or something, even though you're leading the GTE class or GT3 class. Oh, hi Dennis. I buried the rear under the floor or under the asphalt. And it's still all over the place. Fuel usage is a lot lower than expected. .2. That's a cut. That's silly. I lost a lot of time. Mitch is not a happy camper, oh no. But yeah, I can imagine. Oh, there's my chance. Yeah, racing PCs, exactly. But they have not fixed that situation in the real F1 either. Well, they are fixing it this year. It's a nice sideways moment. Have a nice draft. Come on. He nailed the breaking point. Love to dive into Tosa, but I'm barely surviving it myself without battling. Yeah, Joao Michi has spun on his own into the last two corners, which is quite a painful experience. So much wheel spinning in second gear, just better to stay in third. Oh, the LMP2 behind spun. She has some loud shift buttons there. Well, about...
I don't know if David has damage, but I think he's doing the zero stop.
Interesting. Well, makes sense.
He keeps losing
yeah.
over a second to me.
Soft mediums actually is really nice. I don't have any problem. I had softs in the rear. Soft front, medium rear. Should be soft front, hard rear, like my rears are 90 Celsius. Fronts are cold, I mean 78, 83.
Oof, that's surprising. Yeah, Ada is on soft as well.
Ouch. Quite a big lockup. Well, Hyper, I'm thinking how to answer that question. Well, I mean, Michi and David were my old teammates, and we still chat a lot. So then we talk to each other and figure out, like, it's better to race against each other than hope to have some nice opposition. So, I mean, Jesper is my teammate now, so it's quite obvious why we sometimes end up in the same races. But yeah, we talk with David and Michi and sometimes Alex Siebel, but he's gone to some very long holidays. But it's kind of like I was thinking of it, like it's quite a good idea. What's that P2 doing? Is that a cut? That's not a cut. Interesting. That was a nice line. I was thinking it would be nice to have like.
Man, these LMP guys keep wrecking everywhere.
Yeah, it's quite funny. Like, would be nice to have some dedicated, I don't know, Silver 3 plus chat room in LMU Discord. So that's then easier to get all the more competitive people together, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's more difficult, but either way I lost quite some time now. Let's hope P1 loses a bit of time with the faster traffic as well. And yeah, no stop should be slower, of course. Like, I tested it and I thought it's gonna be like 34 laps and then extra 10 lap splash. And that's on paper just impossible. But now we're kind of doing... Well, I mean, I see I can do like 37, 38. And then lengthening it by 6 laps is not impossible. And the pit lane is quite long. This is a nice line. Cut the first apex quite a lot and then don't cut the second one at all. This super long 6 gear on the Ferrari is so painful. Once you upshift to 6th, you just lose it all. But staying in 5th can work, although when the straight is so long, at some point you start losing power in 5th as well. The Corvette gears are really good. Well, about the other guys that are not my teammates, well, it's maybe a complex topic. I mean, mostly they're all Europeans, so then it's most logical to expect them to race in the evening. And well, on the weekend there is the special event. And then also like, well, if you go on YouTube, then you get this stream, like a scheduled stream, you get them suggested, and then you see that Michi is gonna race, or that I'm gonna race, and then maybe they just want to join for that, which is kind of a nice thing. It's like racing with the subscribers, or like with the followers, just that you don't need to do anything. You just join the official server, no need to organize. Hey Davini, thank you for the comment, much appreciated to get the feedback. I keep adjusting stuff to make it look better. I think the colors in the past were wrong. For today I especially tried to get them more kind of realistic, like I think before they were too saturated. And then I hope the chat is good now. It's not covering the screen too much. And it's disappearing after half a minute. So even if you don't have YouTube chat opened, it's still possible to follow it. Where's that LMP gonna overtake? He's gonna wait, nice. How is the Corvette getting so nice acceleration? Like in the past, the Ferrari used to be really good on the acceleration phase. Out of low speed corners especially. But I'm just struggling to stay close. We're still kind of within 3 seconds-ish behind Daniela, yes.
Straight line speed issue or
6 gear.
yeah.
Yeah, the camera, like, it's I like to watch my own stream sometimes as well, just for some laps, because for some reason this works quite well.
Still on 49.0 BB?
48.5 I think.
Oof, okay.
When I managed, like when I put together this camera position, I was fearing that it being sideways, like recording from kind of an angle, is gonna destroy the perception and is gonna be like skewed or like at an angle too much, but it actually turns out quite nicely. So I was very pleasantly surprised. Ooh. Is that a chance? Come on. Ah, how does he exit so well? Then I can do literally nothing. Lift and coast and save fuel. I hope it's not too bright for the camera, like going into turn 1 and through these corners. It's very reflective in the game as well. I hope the camera does it justice. It's a cut? It's not a cut, okay. Very important potato, yes, a bit calmer, yeah, indeed. Well, VC is coming eventually. There will be 45 cars, 20 of which will be GTEs, GT3s actually. It's gonna be really nice. I turn in into this chicane, the rear just explodes. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the dampers are too low. The only issue with this camera angle is that, well, I have 1080p ultra-wide, which means that the pixels are quite big. So sometimes on some surfaces, like smooth asphalt or something, you can kind of see the pixels going in, like, there's like pixelated curves on the screen, like hard to describe, but I'm trying to solve that as well. The P1 Porsche is pulling away now. I can only... Wait, is that... That's Ercan! Into the pit lane. That's interesting. And confusing. Have to stay behind the LMP.
Erkan in.
Yeah, I don't know what that can mean.
Maybe that's why he defended that aggressively in the beginning. Maybe just half the fuel tank would not make any sense, but...
That makes no sense at all, yeah. But maybe he changed the tires.
Perhaps. Meanwhile, I'm not so sure about David. I'm almost flat out pushing and he is just half a second off, and I think we should be more than a second off saving that much fuel.
He just rockets out of the corners if he nails them. Luckily no cut calculation for that. I don't think he was low fuel at the start because it makes more sense to take full tank and then refuel less. I think it's faster to refuel less compared to having a bit of faster pace. Although I might be wrong.
He's in the pits again, he may have sped.
Ooh.
And maybe he wasn't in there for track limits.
That could be the case. Ah, there you go. Unlucky.
Oh. How to not refuel?
Is there the choice to like put absolute or relative pit strategy like in
I
Air
don't
Factor
think
2?
so.
Yeah, you always exit with what you put in the strategy, right?
I think so, yeah.
Well then, one less main opponent, which makes things slightly more straightforward.
So with Erdat doing a drive-through, means I'm effectively where I'm right now. So I need to pass Neil for the podium. Like I'm doing
Probably.
same pace as you and Brambilla at the front.
So now I'm not in the hurry to overtake at any cost, but I can just fuel safe and hope that my consumption is lower than Daniele's. Though the Corvette used to be the best on the fuel in RF2 times. That's a yellow cut. Where did I even cut? Ah, well, Dennis, makes sense, maybe. Oh. Oh, yeah. He started going on throttle, I think, or he was thinking of it, of flooring it. So I was like, well, if he floors now, then I'll be heading into the opposite direction as well. I was so obviously going towards him that I thought he's surely not gonna do it, and luckily he didn't. Yeah, chicaneception. Side quest, yes. Well, exactly. If at some point we managed to do like a role play game out of sim racing, that could be fun. And then you would have AI doing spins and you would have to guess if they're gonna go reverse or forward and try to survive it. Oh, that's so bright. I mean, both the road and the idea. And go around out. What are you doing? Well, I keep side questing there. He's coming again, so he will be right on my rear into Aqua Minerale. Please make the apex, don't go wide. Thank you. Okay. Still alive. Was slightly too sideways. Although I think I can start feeling the lack of front grip from that front right. I'm abusing it quite a lot, it seems. I don't know where though. I'm not really leaning onto it. On the exits like this maybe a bit. Okay, how much can I use the fuel? I have to fuel save a little bit to make extra lap. Oh no, 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 no. Okay. Brake, keep braking. Yellow cut, alright. Not even a cut, nice. Nice lockup. Nice flat spot. I wasn't even pushing it on the brakes, but yeah, indeed, the fronts are starting to fade a bit. The balance is still good. They are in the correct temperature window, so I guess that's more important than the actual wear. Now I'm thinking of what the tiny pedal plugin means by those like use the delta save bits, because it, well, the refuel actually calculates how much fuel I need to take to make it to the end. But I don't know how close it is to an extra lap. And one of those numbers there shows, and I forgot which one. Anyway, still within 3/10 of my PB. So the pace is not bad, but Daniele kind of picked it up a bit. Personal best sector 3 even. And I forgot to turn on that line or column here in the tiny pedal, which shows the last lap time. Oh, Brambilla with a mistake there. Gained half a second, nice. That was a cut. I guess that was extension on the right side before turning in. That's a bit silly. Although I remember Sergio Perez getting lap time invalidated there in F1 quali. So kind of realistic maybe. Or maybe it was some other car. Or even multiple cars. Oh, Robin, hello, long time no see. Well, this is not the fault setup. But, well, the Ferrari is doing Ferrari things and it's chewing the rear axle. So the temperatures on the rear are quite a lot higher than on the front, so I thought...
How high is the chance we get screwed by LMPs with an additional lap?
I have no idea. 50-50? I don't know. Either happens or not. But I'm looking at the tiny pedal plugin and I don't know what I'm seeing, so I'll just go safe and refuel a bit more. I think I'm still good with the cuts, like I'm halfway there, but the race is in the closing stage, so I can use some of them. Yeah, Robin, I think LMU is not that much about degradation. I mean, the tire wear is still significant, but the temperatures are quite important as well. So, basically I just looked at the temperatures and overlooked the wear and degradation part of things. Which was maybe a mistake, maybe not. But currently Daniele is pulling away and he was not before, so let's see how the pit stops go. But the tires should go much lower than 60%, like at 40 they should still have good grip. Well, the mediums can just take a lot more energy, right? It's completely white track. At least the grass is not that reflective. Yeah. 10.6.
10.
Now I'm in the upper half with the cuts.
So your box also lap 37.
Could be decent, 4 more.
No, can't.
think I keep overturning the steering wheel in the low speed corners. Like judging on the LEDs, if it goes blue and I keep turning in, it should mean I'm just scrubbing off the tire. But while in the low speed one can naturally turn in more without scrubbing too much. My windshield is getting dirtier and dirtier, and it's not possible to clear it, right? Also, there is no pit stop cleaning option like in iRacing. Ah, here we go. The Imola box. And I can still do 3 more laps. So that's a nice opportunity. That wasn't too great. Well, they were battling, so they had to find their room around me. Felt like I should turn in to get the apex, but at the same time it felt like I'm gonna lose the rear. So I rather went a bit wide. Right. So I have... wait, I have 2 more laps still to go. Yeah, I can do 2 more. Although I'm burning more fuel than I wanted. But I'm gonna use less for the in-lap anyway, so I can be slightly below target. I just need 2 liters over the line. fuel is good. I need to add 13 liters. But maybe I'm adding 15 just in case. I don't really trust the plugin yet. Hi Mr. Bombastic, welcome to the in-lap. Well, the pace is still kind of good. Quite close to the PB. Either way, box, box, box. A bit too early for the white line, but better safe than sorry. Well, let's see the situation now. David boxed as well. Or he's still going. Daniele... that gap is not... that gap is more representative. I'm gonna take it, right? Come on. Yeah. Forgot that it's automatic. But I'm in the effective lead. Beautiful. Now let's just hope I have enough fuel. Tires are a bit cold. So Daniele will gain a bit on me this lap. And then let's see when David boxes. But what if David is actually on the zero stop strat? That would be insane. Understeer. And Mr. Bombastic, I'm doing quite alright, thank you. I hope you're fine as well. David keeps going. David is trying the zero stopper here, I think. I cannot carry enough speed into corners anymore. The softs are surely struggling on the front. David is not boxing. He's actually on zero stop strat. That's insane. What car, if you mean what car I have, I'm in the Ferrari. About LNVS, I drove it too aggressively. But I was leaning on the fronts too much. So the setup was good in quali, but in the long run it was slightly slower or trickier to drive. Because I have accounted with the setup for the wrong driving, because, well, I destroyed the fronts a bit too much. That's gonna be close for P1. So the leader is gonna overtake me now. He has 3 more laps, so I have 3 more laps as well. So my refuel was perfect. Luckily I added a bit of fuel. Daniela is closing in, but David is struggling to save the fuel. I'm struggling to get the front right to do anything. We will all converge into the same point in the last lap. Yeah, he won. No gravel, please. 2 more laps to go. I wonder if David has oversaved the fuel and will actually be able to full push now. Front right is so dead that even in toes a hairpin I'm not having rear snaps anymore. his mix 1. Hi Herman, well, to be honest, it's not really possible, so my sentences are, well, that's gonna be an overtake, yeah, he just doesn't have the fuel. My sentences are sometimes grammarly very poor, and then my driving is sometimes very poor, but it somehow clicks together enough that I'm able to be P1 now, going into the last lap. David has made such a nice decision there. I think if he didn't mess up the start or get unlucky with the start, he would be still ahead of me and then he would be on the race winning strategy. Brambila is flying though. Hope the LMP2 will be kind with the lapping. Should get through there. Front right is completely gone. They have to defend into the last corners. Three tenths, is that enough of a gap for a big dive? I don't think so. But still half defense, just in case. Nice exit out of the last corner. And this should be the last lap. Or the last stretch, yes, checkered flag. We take the checkered flag in P1 with 0.4 laps of fuel remaining to win the GTE grid in this race. Beautiful. That was a bit more stressful in the end than I anticipated, although the whole race was made a lot simpler for me by the pit stop mistake by the leader, by Ercan, and then by Michi spinning off.
Nice job.
Well, David got the podium in the end with zero stopper.
Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't be in the place where I am anyway, but that's fine.
And he was on the soft, or maybe that's already the pitting, like the after race feature.
Nah, he was on the soft.
Super interesting. If he
That's
had
easy.
clean
It
turn
is.
1, then he would easy win, I think.
No, I don't think. Like, you got... See, you got... How many seconds over Daniel? 5?
0.3.
Ah, 0.3. Yeah, but like I was running away from Daniel in the beginning. If I hadn't done the mistakes, I would have had enough of a gap ahead of both of you to pit out again. So the zero stopper is intriguing, but it doesn't work. That would have destroyed him.
I couldn't really overtake Daniela at all. I had quite a lot of pace advantage at the start because of soft medium, but in the end my softs were dead in the front.
Yeah, I had issues all race long. Like my lap times were 43.4, 43.1, 42.7, 43.5. Like I was bouncing up and down. Like I lost 12 seconds from spinning, 10 in the traffic, 5 with battling, 10 with battling, and another 5 from just doing silly mistakes and not having the consistency. Like I think, I'm not even sure if I'd blame the setup. I think I would blame the car. It's just that car.
It's difficult to set it up.
It doesn't rotate, and sometimes it just snaps.
Have taken the apex.
I'm actually happy that this race is done.
It's so difficult to overtake, so like the track position matters a lot, and the strategy and stuff, and qualifying of course.
Yeah, quali I could have had pole, but I don't
Again,
know,
we could all have had pole.
Yeah,
We were
yeah.
so close.
That was good stuff.
But P5 was the place to take, right? In quali. It worked.
Well, apparently, because Ada fucked up, I fucked up, and Danielle, you overtook with the strategy.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for the GGs. Much appreciated to have some chat with you during the very fun last stint and
It's-
before as well.
It's fine. That, like, the only thing that hurts is that being fourth and having that gap is just absolutely not what my drive was worth, besides the mistakes. But that is...
Yeah, no, it was a tricky race for sure.
Yeah, like also, man, I had one occasion where two LMPs, they overtook me, they spun, they overtook me, they spun, they overtook me, they spun, and then...
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, same problem here. I got killed almost a couple of times.
It's insane.
Let's see what Michi did there. Different coast. It's quite a late breaking point. Ooh, the downshift. Yeah, that LMU really penalizes those aggressive downshifts. In RF2 you just had to do them to induce a bit of rear slip, but here you do that, and I did the same, or like I watched the same thing that Jesper did on a couple of others yesterday in Le Mans, in that long right-hander at the end of Porsche curves, going from 5th to 4th gear like this, turning in and downshifting, and the car just dies. It's so much on the limit, like both LMP2 and, well, this Ferrari especially. You just see, like, in this moment it's still going straight, but here you, as a driver, you already know that you're done. Impossible to catch it. Oh, actually, I wanted to check what happened with David. Yeah, big print. I would almost... Well, a couple of times I was close to joining you and getting killed by the LMP2s. They were really weird. Oh, hi Daniela. Well... okay. Well, that's an unfortunate mistake. Better to fuel for 10 minutes than for 10 laps, compared to not fueling up at all, like Erchan. What happened there? David was just on mix 1 or something, but like he reacted so late. That's not mix 1, that's just very late reaction. He got absolutely obliterated by the whole field. Then at this point I suppose he was like, well, I'm not overtaking all these guys, let's try the zero stopper. Oh. That's kind of on David, but at the same time, if you're driving the Ferrari there, then you know that squeezing a car on that curb is gonna make that car basically snap or understeer off. Server closed. So yeah, let's check the DR. I should be quite good. That's a big gain. Event history, rank breakdown. Plus 19, beautiful. Is that line a bit broken? Like it's over half. And here I am below half. I'm gonna check again. Maybe it's just that plus 19 like being written over where the line should be. The line went further the percent sign, that would be still less than what I have here. I don't know. Here I'm almost in the middle. I have to ask in some chat if that's a bug. Big Prenta, you and David were crashed. Yes. Well, side by side through Aqua Minerale, if that was the crash, is always very, very risky. Maybe he wanted to fuel save from lap 1, but if he didn't get that many cars between us and himself, he would be really, really good on the strategy. And Daniela, I don't know, I had softs on the front and mediums on the rear, so it's hard to say how much I gained at the start because of that and how much I lost in the end because of that. Any chance I can zoom in the standings when I drive? Of course. Thank you for the feedback. Basically what I can do is just go here to the standings, click config, and set the font size a bit higher and click apply and save, and it's gonna be better next time. Yeah, it's hard to check it, like so many different monitors, so many different resolutions and so on, and I tried not making the standings too big, but I guess I made it too small. In VC, can you use the Vanval? No. I think they had Vanval last year. Actually, I drove last year the Vanval for 2 races. They rather have two hypercars. There is Porsche and there is Ferrari without hybrid that are just like RF2 mods that are not really good at all. Andy, copy. Let's quickly reboot and see if the bar is fine. 100 podiums, alright, yes, indeed. So yeah, VC has GT Freeze, LMP2, and those 2 modded hypercars. And actually, not many people took the hypercars because they are on the old tire model and they drive quite weirdly, even though it's kind of premier class. Oh, I have both Andy and Dan in the chat. Wow, that's a privilege. So, okay, it updated. Well, that's a quick, that's quite a big jump. And if I go back to here and click rank breakdown and wait again for it to load. Yeah, that makes sense now. $100 podiums. What a result. I mean, I will not be able to afford any extra food because of that, but still nice to have a triple digit there. Yankesh, I hope you had fun. I saw you also driving. Where did you finish in the end? Actually, I didn't really look through the finishing results. Gap. Wait, what should I look at here? Finish time for the gap, right? Yeah, Daniela 1 second behind, kind of. Why did David lose so much time in the end? He spun? Should have checked. I see, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere in the end. But still, well, P6. That's nice. Plus 41, well, that's a nice one, Daniele, for sure. Yeah, both David and Michi probably lost quite a bit. Although David is P3, I wonder if he couldn't lose any rating because P3 cannot lose rating lately after the updates, right? And the biggest DR gain was Mr. Hamza. I'm trying to figure out.
Like these arrows, I thought there would be a triple arrow separately for LMP2s and for the GTEs, but I guess that's fine as well. Anyway, it's been a nice race. Before I forget, let me double check something. Because on Sunday there is F1, there is World Endurance Championship, and there is IndyCar. And at the same time, I'm trying to do the special event. And if I'm not mistaken, I will go to the online status. And yeah, at the moment, still the splits or like the sessions are all clashing either with F1
Still
or
live.
yeah, I'm just looking at the online status and figuring out the Sunday's event and looking if there was an event added for between the races, so we can get a no clash.
When would that be?
F1 is so in CEST. F1 is from 3 to 4:30, and then WEC is at 8. So like 3:15 to or like 17:15 CEST to 20:00 gives you 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And that would work out. So
I see.
hopefully that happens and we can do that round. But yeah, I'm closing down Michi, so see you soon. So all right, well guys, I hope I see you on Sunday. And thank you for all the likes and all the comments. Arda, you had no full tank, understood. Yeah, that explains the good pace. And that makes sense, right? Double soft. It's quite a long race. There was quite some degradation. It's such a nice strategic race. Like 75 minutes, one would just assume it's straightforward, but there were 3 possible strategies. Wait. You had full tank. Yeah. Okay. And you just added a little bit and changed the tires. Yeah, it's in RF2, I either have relative or absolute, so either add or exit the bits with what you put in, and you can adjust that in the JSON file. And in LMU, it's just the absolute, so you just like exit with what you put in. So if you put in less than what you have, then, well, you're not exiting with any extra fuel. Planning TM. Let's go. Anyway, the time is up. Thank you again. Feel free to like and sub and all the good stuff like that. I will appreciate it a lot. Yeah, Arda, well, my strategy was potentially also a little bit of a mistake with the softs on the front, but for most of the race it felt really good. Anyway, until next time, where is my stream deck? There, stream ending. Oh, the colors changed as I focused back on the LMU. Nice. Well, have a good night, good evening, good day. See you next time. Bye bye.